Let's compare the cost of living in America versus here in India. And to do that, let's go back in time to when I was living in Austin, Texas, the live music capital of the world. It's also a pretty weird place. Austin has the only nude beach in Texas. It has the largest bat colony in a city in North America, and every year they celebrate Eeyore's birthday, an animated donkey from the kids' book Winnie the Pooh. At the time, I was a manager at an online matchmaking service with a one-bedroom apartment 2 blocks from the Colorado River. It was a good life, but after traveling to India, I couldn't resist the opportunity to spend more time there. It also occurred to me that India's 68% lower cost of living might be helpful. However, some people might be surprised that India is not all as inexpensive as you think. Mumbai has the same cost of living as Atlanta, Georgia, and has a higher cost of living than 8 US cities. Now where I live, which is... things can be very reasonably priced here. And as I was looking at my annual expenses and comparing them with what I spend in the US, I noticed that I saved $27,966. That's enough to travel around the world in style. That's enough to buy a brand new Ford Mustang. That's enough to buy 16 acres of land in Bishop, California. And I was thinking that if you're an Indian looking to go to America, or you're an American looking to go to India, it might be beneficial to go through someone's specific expenses and the cost of living in both places so you could see if moving to India or checking out America could work for you. 2,987 US dollars. That is 219,000 Indian rupees. At the end of the video, I'm gonna share what foolish expense I spent all that money on. Overall, though, India does have a very low cost of living, and when I was looking at the Mercer Annual Cost of Living Survey, I was noticing that most Indian big cities are lower down on the list. Hong Kong is the most expensive city. New York City's number 6. San Francisco's number 16. Mumbai's number 60. New Delhi's 101. Chennai's 143. Bengaluru's 171. Kolkata's 185. And Tunis, Tunisia is ranked last at 209. I live in a city with about 150,000 people according to the last census. And I know the cost of living is far below a place even like Kolkata. One disclaimer though, as I compare these expenses, we're not just comparing the cost of living in America versus India, we're also comparing me. You know, who I was in America and who I am in India. Money, 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 money. 100 rupees? Because I've made some big personal changes that have allowed me to bring my cost of living way down, because I've ditched some expensive and not too healthy habits. One of the reasons I came to India was because I wanted to live a more simple life, focused on things that were very important to me. And so I've been so happy and grateful to do that. So let's start with rent prices. I was paying $825 every month.
This is the payment video for Town Lake Villas. Benjamin Jenks paying his rent. $825.
That's pretty good too, because the average rent price for a single is $1,364, compared to paying about $165 here in India. Now let's cover transportation and how you navigate each of these different cities. In the US, I didn't have a car. I was using a service called Car2Go, which was expensive, between $15 and $25 per hour, so I tried to use it as rarely as possible.
Welcome to Car2Go.
Later, I bought a vintage Puck moped for $750. In India, I was renting a scooter for $38 a month. Later, I put down a one-time payment of $280 on this, so now I just pay $10 a month for gas. Going out to restaurants in India is far cheaper than in Austin, Texas. You're gonna pay between $12 and $25 to have dinner at a decent restaurant in the USA. And as a bachelor who was a lazy cook, I went out to eat a lot. I ate at the Mexican restaurant near my house 131 times in a year. I ate at the pizza place near my house 73 times. And my habits didn't change too much in India. I just was paying less money. Here we have the masala pizza, and this, at the nicest restaurant in my city, I'll pay between $5 and $7. At the smaller local places, I'll pay between $2 and $3. There's also a big difference between paying for utilities in India and paying for utilities in America. I pay twice as much for utilities in the US as I do in India. At my apartment in Austin, I had a built-in AC, no water bill, and I just paid electricity. But Austin also gets hot in the summertime, and my bill could get as high as $176 for 1 month. In India, I did need to buy a second-hand AC unit. I also have to lug jugs of water, and I am paying for my electricity, which can be as high as $116 during the hottest months. Most other months, it's about $25. The internet in India is actually pretty good, and the price difference is pretty significant. The price for internet in India is about 3 times lower. I paid $20. In the US, I was paying $50 or $70. The speeds are comparable, but a bit lower and more unreliable in India. I am able to work full-time online and hold conference calls, and I use my mobile hotspot as a backup. Medical tourism is one of the main reasons people come to India. In 2015, India was the 3rd most popular destination for medical tourism in the world, with a $3 billion industry giving out 234,000 medical visas. That number more than doubled in 2017. Americans can save 65 to 90% on their medical treatments in India, and the doctors have a reputation for high-quality training. In the USA, my health insurance was $245. It was the cheapest I could get. If I actually needed to go to the doctor, I would have had to pay a significant amount out of my own pocket. In India, I used World Nomad's travel insurance for $80 a month. I'm now looking at Safety Wing, which is $40 a month. You can pay by month, and visits back to your home country are covered. I also spent my money on some weird things that I'm not too proud of now. I will embarrassingly share this with you. Go easy on me in the comments. Apparently, I was a big fan of my local gas station because I spent $924 there throughout the year. And you know, whatever you buy at the gas station isn't healthy stuff. I spent $418 on coffee shops, and I was paying $35 for every haircut. Now, my most embarrassing revelation was that I spent $2,987 on iTunes, or the Android Play Store. Most of that was spent on a video game, which culminated in our #1 ranked alliance defeating the #2 ranked alliance in the Crown War. That's about 6 months of living expenses here in India. That's almost enough to buy a Royal Enfield. One question that naturally came up for me as I was looking at the difference in price between India and America was, does spending that much more make you that much happier? And for me, living in Austin was a blast, and I may go back. But I'm just not as interested in seeing live music anymore or going out to fancy restaurants, so the higher cost of living isn't worth it for me. A friendly chai stall or a quiet drive through the country, that keeps me pretty entertained, so I'll be here a while longer if I can. What about you? If you like this video, please tappity-tap on that like button to help share this video with more people, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks so much.